Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Adventures in Handmade with me, Susie Q. This week we are going to be making some necklace cards and talking about our winter break and being back in the studio, getting ready for Emerald City Comic Con, and a whole bunch of other things. One of the things we will not be talking about, however, are tutorials. There is no tutorials here. We might get to that down the line, but for now, it's just a chance for you to see what we're working on. And I really want this to feel like you came to the studio to hang out with us while we're working. So please enjoy our new show, Adventures in Handmade. Thanks. Hello again, and welcome to the first episode of Adventures in Handmade with Susie Q. That's me. I've been thinking about this podcast for a while, so it is very exciting to finally see it come to life. And as I said in the intro, Adventures in Handmade is a behind the scenes look at what's happening in our studio. It's not meant to be tutorials, although we might do some of that down the line. I'm not sure yet. I just really want this to feel like you drop by the studio and are hanging out while we're working. And yeah, so here we go. Speaking of work, Kira and I are back in the studio after the holiday break, and we're going to be spending the next several weeks preparing for Emerald City Comic Con, which is March 6th through 9th, 2025. Holy cow, already! At the Seattle Convention Center in Seattle, Washington. March probably seems like a long way away for most of you, but since almost everything at Susie Q's is handmade, including our packaging, that's not really a lot of time for us to get everything finished. In fact, the only item of packaging that isn't handmade are the black and white patterned paper bags that we use. Although I do make Kira apply handmade Susie Q's branded stickers to the bags. I am not sure she knew how much time she would spend sticking stickers to things when she signed up for this job, but she keeps coming back, so I guess it's okay. Um, anyway, back to what's happening in the studio today. I'm making the cards that we use to package the necklaces. I love these cards because they protect the necklace, they protect the chain, and they keep the chain from getting tangled in transit. I also think it's just a nice little touch, something that's uniquely Susie Q's. And occasionally, when we run out of business cards at shows, we will give you one of these because it has our contact information on them. I I know. I didn't set out to make so much of our packaging by hand. When I first started Susie Q's, I looked around for any kind of packaging that looked cute or that I thought would represent the brand or my idea of what was going on. And we went through many, many incarnations of packaging. We used those nylon drawstring jewelry bags, teeny tiny pastel colored takeout boxes, and even plastic pillow boxes, but none of those things really worked. They were expensive, and at the time I started Susie Q's 19 years ago. Oh my gosh. We lived in a little bitty house, and so these things were also very difficult to store. Also, we have pets, and I have taken more than one of those boxes away from our cats. I didn't think you would want packaging full of cat hair. Um, what finally got me off this packaging struggle bus was when I found some scrapbooking paper at the craft store that was exactly the Susie Q's brand colors and had these patterns. You can see the pink peonies here and the kind of black line art on the other side. And that paper pack really spoke to me. It was exactly what I had been looking for. And so I bought up as much as I could, and I've got this giant paper hoard now, which unfortunately is dwindling. and it's been discontinued. So I'm going to be very sad in the near future because I'm going to have to find new paper or make some, but I guess we will come to that bridge or we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. In the meantime, um, I got this paper and started, I used, I think it was Illustrator to make some prototypes, and we finally found something that was going to work, and off we went. Um, each sheet of this paper has different designs or different colors, but it also tells a unifying story, which is what I really liked. I love consistency and patterns. So, again, I will be very, very sad when this stash of paper runs out. We'll have to find something else. I Another reason I love making the packaging, not just because it is precisely my vision, which, we all love to get our own way. Uh, it is a very meditative task. It's quiet, it's repetitive, it has consistent steps. First you have to cut out all the pieces you're going to use. And then I make our own stickers too. I used to have them made, and many of you will be familiar with the recent sticker production controversy. I'm not going to get into that now. If you know, you know. But it just turned out to be something that was less time consuming and less expensive, and less racist than having my stickers manufactured by this uh, entity. Again, I am not going to get into it. You can look it up if you want to. um, so I cut out the pieces, I make the stickers, and then there is the folding, which I'm doing here, and the gluing. And I use hot glue, which is not my favorite thing, because it melts once to become sticky. It means it can melt again. But I am not a good gluer. It sounds like such a dumb thing to say, but I'm basically a giant child. And if I use liquid glue or glue sticks, I end up gluing my fingers together and it's a giant mess. And then the packages don't look good. And I also, for a period of time, tried, I think it's a Japanese product, and it comes in a dispenser that looks like correction tape, but it's adhesive. Um, but that adhesive wasn't strong enough for the paper, the size paper I'm using. It was a whole thing. Um, if you are a paper crafter and you are seeing this, will you please make adhesive suggestions, preferably something that won't glue my fingers together? I would love to hear from that so I could stop using the glue gun. Again, wandering off. So first I fold all the pieces and then I glue them, and then I kind of put them aside for a minute to let the glue set up. And once I've gotten through all of that, I apply the stickers. So many stickers. Branding your stuff turns out to be, it just involves a lot of stickers. Anyway, um, and making the packaging can be a really restful task, especially when I put on my favorite playlist, which at the moment is new wave, dark wave music. I know you're shocked by that, especially with the way I spell Susie Q's. But my new wave, dark wave playlist is in very heavy rotation right now. Or, sometimes I put on an audiobook. It's the time of year where I'm in the middle of my annual Lord of the Rings reread. I know, such a nerd. Um, but I just like that kind of quiet moment. It is not it is not hectic. It is not stressful. I can just turn on the speaker, put on the music, put on the book, and just do this. It doesn't require a lot of brain power, thankfully. Um, and it can be a lot of fun. I think maybe Kira would disagree, because I make her do this a lot. If you don't know, Kira is my new assistant. She is they are a charming young person who happened to live next door to us, and they have been a wonderful addition to the team. Um, I'm still the only full-time employee of Suzy Q's, though. Jeremy still is, insisting on keeping his real grown-up job so we can do crazy things like pay the mortgage and buy groceries. And Kira's working on some other things as well. She is also a costume maker, and she is an artist. They are an artist. They are a costume maker, and it's just really fantastic to see the things that they're working on. And so we wanted to make sure that they had time to pursue their own interests and not be stuck in my studio sticking stickers all day and night. Um, I think we're gonna try and bring Kara with us in to Seattle, but that decision hasn't been fully made yet. But if you see a new human in the booth, that's most likely Kira, and so come and say hello. Um, I'm almost to the end of the folding and gluing process here. I only made about 36 necklace cards right now, because again, storage becomes an issue, even though we live in a bigger house and my studio is bigger here. Um, I don't like to have too much of this stuff just hanging around. It's clutter, it's messy, and I lose it. So I just make a couple at a time and use them up and make some more as we go. Um, yeah, that's making necklace cards. I am super excited to be back in Seattle coming up in March. Emerald City Comic Con is one of my favorite shows that we do. And this will be, I think, our 10th. No, it'll be our 8th visit to Emerald City Comic Con. And we just have met so many lovely people there. And weirdly, the week that we're in Seattle, the weather's always really nice. The sun's out. I have never not seen Mount Rainier when we go to Seattle, which astonishes people, I know, but uh, yeah, it's always the weather's really pleasant, and we have some, normal restaurants that we go to. And the hotel's always really nice. And then, of course, the show is amazing because the new convention center is beautiful. And last year, we were so lucky last year, and I hope we get the same spot again because we were on an upper floor, not in the basement. And the upper floor had windows. So I know it's unheard of at a convention. We had natural light the whole entire day. Can you believe that? Like sun shining in the windows while we're working in the booth, and it was just magnificent. It wasn't that crazy Vegas time dilation where you have no concept of what time it is because you're just in this concrete box with no clocks. It was wonderful. It was so amazing. Reed Pop, if anybody from Reed Pop sales team hears this, please, 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 we want to be on that second floor again. It was amazing. We love the sunlight. Yay. Uh, and I don't know, I just love the vibe. In Seattle, you all understand handmade crafts in a way that is so different from the rest of the country. Our customers and our friends in other locations besides Seattle, they are so supportive and they're so wonderful and they're so excited about what we're working on. But Seattle, like, you all get it because you're all makers yourselves, because you're all knitters or crocheting or brewing beer or making jewelry or making letterpress or whatever you're doing. And I think it's fascinating. And it's so, so wonderful that this larger community is out there, not only supporting each other, supporting local and other handmade artists, but you're out there making it yourselves too. And I just love it. Kudos to you all. And I'm really excited. Um, After Seattle, the usual schedule will prevail. We will be back in Chicago in April for C2E2. And of course, I'm looking forward to that because you all in Chicago, you Midwesterners, are bonkers cosplayers. Can we talk about that for a minute? I, my friend Rick, who is a Star Wars cosplayer, you may have seen my chainmail on his Grogu, and he is working on. I don't want to blow the surprise. I don't know, it's been on Instagram, so I'll go ahead and say it. He is working on some kind of Han Solo and carbonite thing that I cannot wait to see in person. Unfortunately, I missed his just unbelievably amazing C3PO costume last year. He said that it's hard to wear. I'm not surprised, but it looks screen accurate, and his Mando costume is screen accurate, and so perfectly done. I cannot wait to see this Han Solo and carbonite situation that's coming out of his workshop right now, and of course, my friend Tabitha at Weaving Links Mail. I'm sure if you follow my socials, you see us talking to each other back and forth all the time. So I love Chicago. I love Chicago. I love the cosplayers. I can't wait to see you all. Um, Schedule wise, we're taking a break from SuperCon this year. I'm sorry, Miami. It's so hard for us to get down there. And the heat and humidity do not agree with me at all. So we're just going to take a beat. We're going to retool the schedule and see what happens. And I'm sure we'll be back because, the beach and everybody in Miami is so nice. A lot of you know about the disaster, our disastrous, horrifying trip to Miami, not this past year, but the one before, where everything went wrong and the crate was extremely damaged and all the stuff inside was broken or completely damaged, and I had no luggage and I had no clothes, and it was a nightmare. But we did go back this year when I guess we went back in 2024, and put that horrible trip to bed, had a much better time, but still that I'm from the high plains desert. That heat and humidity just does not agree with me. I don't know how you folks do it. I love you for it. I hope to see you soon, but we won't be back for SuperCon in 2025, I'm afraid. And since we're running down the schedule, the last show that we have confirmed at the moment is New York Comic Con. Again, we'll be back in October in Manhattan. And of course, we love Manhattan too. I think everyone knows my son lives out there. And so we also get a chance to visit with him and see the sights and meet so many people and have it. These shows are so much fun. I can't imagine a day where we don't do any shows because I would miss you all so much. And traveling is hard. It can be very uncomfortable, and like I said before, if you're struggling in the climate or if you've lost your luggage. But at the end of the day, I don't think I would trade these things. I don't think I would trade these trips for anything. I love getting to talk to you all, and I love getting to show off what we're working on and trade stories with each other. And at the end of the day, Jeremy and I are fans too. And so it's so fantastic to get together with other fans and just have that experience. Um, I finished gluing all the cards now and putting stickers. Everything is stickers because Small Business 101 is that everything has to say your name, everything has to have your brand on it. And it seems crazy, but again, sometimes we run out of business cards and we have to give you the paper bag because it has our link tree on it, or we have to give you a necklace card because it has our link tree on it. And um, then when you're digging around in your purchases after the con, or when you get your package in the mail from your online order, you have our contact info right there, and hopefully you remember to use it and reach out and say hello and tell us what's going on, or give us a review of any nature, or just say hey. I tell you guys a lot in person how I hope that you will stay in touch, and I mean that. I really love to hear how you all are doing, with or without an order. Orders are kind of secondary in this process. I love to see your vacation pictures. I want to see your con haul. I want to see, the best costumes you saw. I want to see your costume. So I am 100% serious when I tell you, please email me, tell me, I want to see what you bought. I want to say hi and see how you're doing. And yeah, so that was a little bit of stream of conscious rambling there. Hopefully this will get um, more fine tuning as we go along. A lot of you also know I'm very uncomfortable on camera and on mic, and so it's going to take me a beat to get back in the swing of things. I am so excited to be here sharing this podcast with you. Please like and subscribe if the mood takes you. And I think we'll be back next week with how we're making earring cards and more rambling. Thanks for joining me for the inaugural episode of Adventures in Handmade. Yeah, thanks.